What's going on YouTube? Bloodfall's back with another video, and today I'm going to show you how to get the Apothican Servant bow. Yes, I call it that for the simple fact that when you shoot a charged arrow at the ground, a portal sucks all zombies towards it, and a bunch of Apothican Servant heads just eat every zombies in its vicinity. It's pretty sick, but I'll show you a little bit of that gameplay later. But for now, we're going to head into the steps. Now, hopefully you already went around and acquired the bow by killing zombies under all 3 dragon heads. So once you do that, you're going to come over here and you're going to shoot a charged arrow at this symbol on the wall. Now, when you do that, a broken void arrow is going to drop to the ground. You're going to go down there and collect that, and that is going to start your quest for the Apothican Servant bow. So basically the next step, what you're going to do is you're going to go straight across from the church into this room here, and as you can see, there will be a purple or void square in the middle of the room, as you can see right here. And what you need to do is you need to get a knife kill with a zombie straight on top of it. Now, my strategy for this was to knife him one time and run back out the room, just to make it a lot easier, because if you run around the room, he chases you. See, like right there, I messed up, you know, because he's sitting there chasing you, so he's kind of following your path. So I found it easier to leave the room and come back down and just get prepared for him to run straight at me. Now, I did this at the end of a round, and it made it a lot easier because you're only going to have 1 zombie left. So it just makes it that much easier than actually having to do it during a round with a bunch of other zombies. Now, if I had the Bowie knife, it wouldn't have taken this long, but since I didn't, it took quite a bit of swipes. But once you're done, as you can see, there will be a soul jar on the ground. You're going to run up to it and you're going to hold the square button or the X button when this comes out in a month on Xbox. So that's going to lift up in the air, and then the next step, what you're going to want to do is you need to go around the entire map and collect 6 Apothican Servant heads. So as you saw right there, 1 is at the top balcony of the church. The next one, you're going to come over to Samantha's bedroom and look inside of her toy box. Now, well, I call it that. I don't know what it is, but it looks like a toy box. Now, for the third one, you're going to go down by Double Tap. If you don't know where Double Tap is, if you took a right from spawn and go up the hill a little bit, it's right there on your right. Coming from this direction, it's on your left, and the skull will be out here on the ledge. Now, for the next one, you're going to go by spawn by Quick Revive, and you're going to look up at this ceiling in this cave, shoot down this metal robot arm, hit it, and boom, it's going to blow this wall up, and there you go, Apothican Servant head behind it. That one was a little difficult to kind of find. Now, for this next one, you're going to come down to the teleporter room in the down next to the anti-gravity room, and it's going to be right here in the sink. And for the last one, you're going to go through that same teleport in that room, and it's going to take you over to the rocket ship, and you're going to take a left as you come outside, and it's going to be in the back of a truck, on the bed of a truck. Yeah, so as you can see right there, boom, and that's the last one. Now, what you're going to do is come back to this room and notice what is going on here. There's a bunch of heads floating. Kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So now what you need to do is you're going to have to go and get about 6 crawlers. Now, the reason I say that is because when you get 1 crawler, all that he does is he crawls and he's going to hit one of the heads and it's going to make it suck up into the soul jar. But he dies automatically. So you have to get 6. So as you can see here in the video, my strategy was just to go around the room, use my bow by clicking the trigger really fast. Not doing a charge shot because you'll just end up killing them. It made it a lot easier to also shoot about maybe 4 or 5 feet away from them, maybe even a little bit farther. If you shoot too close to them, you'll probably kill them in a low round. So on this round 11, I found it to work pretty well, just shooting a little bit away from them. And yeah, at one point in time, I think I got like 4 crawlers at once that ended up just taking 4 skulls away. And I think it was right there, boom, yeah. You could kind of see on the left side of the screen, I had a ton of crawlers. Worked out pretty well. And as for the last crawler, I ran outside the room and I used a grenade. Now, the reason I did that, there was only about 3 zombies left, and sometimes that bow and arrow can be a little inconsistent depending on where you shoot it and how weak the zombie is. You never know. So I went the old school way, the gangster way. You guys know what I'm talking about. Because a grenade actually is a pretty easy way of getting crawlers. It usually works pretty consistent. And yeah, so that's the way I did it. And as you see in a second, when the zombie comes down, he's going to end up finishing off this room, and then we're going to end up moving on to the next step. Now, if you paid attention to these 6 circles on the ground, you will notice that there are symbols in them. To get them lit up, you need to kill just a lot of zombies. So it's going to take you at least 2 rounds minimum. I've had it take 4 rounds before, but this run, I actually got pretty lucky. It only took about 2 rounds, I believe. So yeah, the best strategy I found was just staying in that courtyard right there, circling around, using whatever gun you have in the bow, and just grouping them together, training them, shooting them. And as you can see, one drop right there. you notice that the moment it dropped, it started blinking right away. So you want to kill him close to you, and you want to be on point and hurry up and run to it as fast as you can. So that's why I grouped them together, so I could just kill them all at once and have free space to run towards it. But once you get done, your next step is you're going to need to go to these knight statues. But first, what I do is I shoot this urn with a charged arrow. Now the reason why I do that is because anytime you shoot it with a charged arrow, he will repeat what he says. And he's going to tell you 3 words specifically. And these 3 words are going to match the knight statues, which you will see in a minute. So that's why you want to pay attention to these symbols. So from here, you're going to want to make your way over to the church, take the stairway on the right and the door in front of you on your right as well, to these knight statues. Each knight statue has a picture underneath that corresponds with the 3 words he says. So for instance, my first one was crown. You see me hold square on that statue and a symbol appears. My next one was horn and another symbol appears. Now for my last one, it was door, which is on the other side of the room, as you will see, and that will be my last symbol. You take these 3 symbols and you're going to want to remember the order. So write it down, you know, take a picture, whatever you want to do, or if you have a good memory, just, you know, remember the 3. It's not that hard, obviously. And you're going to come back down to this room. You're going to shoot each one of these circles in order with a charged arrow, and he's going to say, "This is my name." Yeah, props to the guy at Track for how to do that voice. And so anyways, you're going to want to stay in this room, and, you know, I just kind of, you know, avoided the zombies. I don't want to end the round. And what's going to happen is these Apothican servant heads are going to go up into the jar, and the broken arrow is going to be sucked down into the ground. And when that happens, you'll see that little glowing purple there. You're going to go up to it and hold square, and it's going to take the broken arrow and it's going to change it and transform it into the completed arrow. Now you take this completed arrow back down to the anti-gravity room, and you're going to want to put it at the post that corresponds to the bow that you're going for in this case, the Apothican servant bow. And what you're going to do now is just kill zombies near it, and it's going to charge it up, or it's going to finish it off, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's basically all there is going to be to it. Now, it takes about, I'd say, 20 zombies. That's just a guess, but I felt like that is around the amount that it takes, 15 to 20. I could be wrong, so don't, you know, mark my words on it, but just sit there and keep killing zombies, and you're going to see the purple animation, you know, get sucked into the arrow. And when obviously you're done, you're going to see no more, so you can just go up to it, hold the square button, and boom, it's done, and you can now have the Apothican servant bow, which is an absolute monster, and I love this weapon, but this is not my favorite. Yes, it's not my favorite. That's going to have to be given to the blue bow, which I am going to show off in my next video, that tornado and lightning animation and the way it just shreds everything in its path. It will save your life every time you need it. The thing is just so sick. It's the king of all weapons, in my opinion, for this series so far. I've used the 4 bows, and to be honest, there's nothing like that blue bow. But that's not what this video is about. It's about the Apothican servant bow. You saw me just pick it up. I finally finished it. And as I stated in the beginning of the video, all you need to do is shoot a charged arrow, making a portal appear, and a bunch of Apothican servant heads just eating everything in its path. It's so sick. I love what they did with these 4 bows. Even though they take a while, it does feel worth it in the end. You know, they kind of have a Origins, you know, elemental staff feeling to it. Yet these are like the sparrows from multiplayer, but just specifically made for zombies. They shred everything. It's so sick. I hope you guys get to enjoy at least one of them, or hopefully all 4 of them. And yeah, so from here, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay. You know, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, click the like button. Please subscribe. It means the world to me. And leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in my next video.